There's a lot of dangerous medications that end up in prescription, medicine boxes that people get access to, and they find their way back out here on the street. And it's environmentally safe. It's good for our community. It's we're very thankful for Etowah Extension, Alabama A&M, University of Auburn, all of those that took part in helping us provide this here for the citizens of the county. And I'll let Eric, because he's a lot more versed on how we came about getting this and the help they gave us and what it means to them. So this is Eric Wright with the Extension Etowah office. Eric.
Thanks, Sheriff. So again, I'm Eric Wright. I'm the county coordinator for Etowah County for Alabama Cooperative Extension System. This program, we were able to get this drug take-back box through the SERPI grant, which is synergistic efforts to reduce the impact of pharmaceuticals on the environment. It's quite a mouthful. But we look at it from a couple different perspectives why this is important to us. One is we want to protect our natural resources. We're blessed with really great rivers and environmental resources, forests, and all that in our community. And we know that when people flush medications, they go right into our waterways, and they impact our drinking water and the fish and all the wildlife that use those waterways. So we can help keep that out of our waterways. That's helpful. Another one of the ways people dispose of medications is they might put them in the trash, and we know that ends up in the landfill, and that has its own similar effects where it can get into the environment as well. So keeping it out of our natural resources is a huge impact for us. But then the other part that the sheriff alluded to is we know a lot of people that end up using illicit drugs or illegal drugs end up with diverted prescription drugs. So having a safe, accessible way to dispose of those is important. We've worked with the Drug Enforcement Unit to help with their National Drug Take-Back Day, and we'll continue to do that. But that's a one-time event, and if we can provide a 365 days a year event to dispose of those drugs safely, that'll help keep those off the streets and out of our waterways. So we're glad to participate and bring this to citizens of Etowah County, and we're thankful for our partnership with the Sheriff's Office and Drug Enforcement Unit. So, you want to say anything?
I kind of want to just echo what they said. Thank the Sheriff for the insight to bring this here, but the partnership with the Extension Program, Eric Wright, has been a great experience. He did a lot of legwork to get this thing here. We're just happy to be a part of it. But the Sheriff was talking about how, sometimes big things come in small packages. This is, to me, a huge asset not only for the citizens of Etowah County, but to the drug unit, because we're constantly getting phone calls of, hey, they'll have garbage bags full of prescription medication. What do we do with them? And we don't really have an answer except for, well, once a year we do a DEA pill take back, and you can come up to the courthouse between 10 and 2 and drop them off. So now we have an answer. So for that, I want to say thank you, and thank you to the Extension Program.
You can go ahead and clap for these guys. We appreciate it. If anyone has any questions from any of us, we just want to really echo that. And we'd like to see maybe eventually these can end up, me and Mr. Wright was talking about earlier, at every police department or a place that's 24 hours a day surveilled for people to come and have controlled access to get rid of these dangerous prescriptions. Yes, ma'am.
This seems like such a simple answer.
Mm-hmm.
Why does it take a grant, and why does it take so much manpower and finances to get something like this established?
I don't think the finances are probably that great. I think that this was probably birthed somewhere, and we learned about it, myself personally, probably a couple of years ago. And with many things going on, we've looked at trying to get this done. Then Commander Hassel with the drug unit seen an opportunity, and then just through networking, Extension Etowah, which, and I learned this talking to him before we got here. I'm just an open person. Alabama A&M, University of Auburn, they do great extensive studies, taking care of our environment, caring about our community. And so it being an interest of theirs, it being a mission of ours, from the time we set out to say, hey, this is an idea that we could do to help not only us but the citizens, just in a way of progression, with his help and him noticing the availability, we were able to make it happen. And so I wished it would have happened years ago, and I wish this wasn't the first one. I wished it was the 30th. But we do have other areas in the city and other parts in the county that we'd like to see them be there for the people so they don't have to travel so far. But this is a central location. Dispatch is here 24 hours, 7 days a week. This is literally right outside the front door of it. And so it's very accessible and controllable for the people that live in Etowah County. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Is this the first one in the county?
It is the first one that I'm aware of in the county. Does anyone know of any other?
This is the only one that I'm aware of.
Yeah, yeah. And that's why once a year or twice a year we would have take back and shred it day. People could bring documents and shred them. People could bring prescription medications and discard of them. And that was generally at the courthouse and both Walmarts. One in Etowah, one in East Gadsden. And a lot of people would save up for that. And what did that do? That just another stack that built. And now they can come and immediately, you know, release that and we can get it in the proper hands to be disposed of. Any other questions?
One thing I did mention is that we'll be keeping track of the weights as we go through the year and kind of tallying those up, and we'll kind of make sure we synchronize or include that data with our state reporting so we know how many pounds and how much drugs are taken off the street every year. And that comes back to our research-based education and outreach, where we are constantly collecting data and proving those impacts that we're having on our community.
We want to thank all of you for coming, and you're welcome to hang around. Thank you, guys.
Cut a ribbon by our